Hospitals feel different at night. No crowds, no chatter. Just the hum of machines, distant footsteps, and fluorescent lights that make everything feel colder than it is. Michael Harris had worked the night shift as a hospital security guard for over a decade. He wasn't a doctor, he wasn't a nurse. He was just the guy who opened doors, watched cameras, and kept the peace after midnight. Most people didn't know his name, and that was fine with him. That night started like any other, until the power went out. For a split second, the hospital went completely dark. Then emergency lights kicked in, painting the hallways red. An alarm started beeping. A nurse rushed into the security office, breathless and pale.
Michael, the backup generator is failing. We have 7 minutes. After that, everything shuts down.
7 minutes. Not enough time to fix anything. Not enough time to move patients. On the 3rd floor, a boy around 11 years old was in the middle of open-heart surgery. Machines were keeping his heart and lungs going. At the same time, Michael's radio crackled. Elevator B is stuck. There's a pregnant woman inside. She's panicking. Her blood pressure is dropping fast. Michael froze. One unstable power source, 2 emergencies, and 1 key hanging from his belt that controlled where the remaining power would go. The nurse looked at him. No one said the word. Michael checked his watch. 6 minutes and 30 seconds. If he routed power to the operating room, the boy might survive. The woman in the elevator would likely die if he rerouted power to the elevator. The woman and her unborn child might live. The boy on the operating table would die within seconds. Michael's hands began to shake. He wasn't trained for this. This wasn't his responsibility. Then a memory hit him. Years earlier, his own son had died waiting for a surgery that never came in time. The weight of that loss tightened around his chest, turning the decision in his hands into something almost unbearable. And now, standing at the edge of another irreversible moment, he refused to let history repeat itself. Michael closed his eyes, and he turned the key. Power surged toward the operating room. The radio went quiet for half a second. Then everything exploded. The elevator lost power. We can't force it open. We're losing her. People ran past Michael. Someone shouted at him. Someone else broke down crying. Michael didn't move. 2 minutes later, a surgeon burst out of the operating room, soaked in sweat. They had stabilized the heart. The boy was alive. Moments later, the report came from the basement. The pregnant woman didn't make it. Neither did her baby. No one celebrated. No one said thank you. When the lights came back on, the hospital went on as if nothing had happened. But Michael's life never did. By morning, the story was everywhere. Security footage, headlines, social media. They called him cold. They called him a killer.
Why didn't he save her?
Michael was never charged with a crime, but the hospital quietly reassigned him. A week later, he resigned. On his final night, Michael sat alone in the security office, staring at the keys on the desk. He didn't know if he had made the right decision. He only knew he would live with it forever. Years passed. Michael found work as a construction site supervisor. No cameras, no crowds, no life or death decisions, only routine, isolation, and the slow erosion of a man in the twilight of his life. Then one afternoon, a man in his early 30s approached him, calm, confident.
You're Michael Harris, right?
Yes, I am.
I don't know if you remember me, but I was the kid in surgery that night. I was 11. I became a cardiac surgeon. They told me what you did and what it cost you. If you hadn't made that decision, I wouldn't be here saving lives today.
Michael didn't smile. He didn't cry. He just nodded. That night, for the first time in years, Michael slept without waking up drenched in sweat. Not because he believed he was right, but because he finally understood something most people never have to face. Sometimes there are no good choices, only choices, and the lives they quietly shape long after. If stories like this make you stop and think, hit like, subscribe, and stay with us. Because some stories aren't meant to be forgotten.